I have the privilege, the real privilege, and occasionally the challenge of being the head of the United Nations in Somalia. And I should begin by saying, of course, the United Nations is not just something sort of external and out there. Somalia is a full-fledged member of the United Nations, so I am also special representative for Somalia as much as for this international community that is somehow outside and different. Ideas worth sharing. It's a great privilege and pleasure to be here. Last year I didn't come to TEDx. I followed it on Twitter, safe in Halani, behind the barbed wire. But this year I wanted to come. And how could you miss it? I mean, because this is a room that is absolutely full of energy and full of inspiration. What am I doing here in Somalia? My wife often asks me that. My children ask me that. Well, I mean, I'm here simply to do sort of one thing, which is to try to help Somalis, all of you, to achieve the goals and ambitions that you have set for yourselves. And you have set yourselves some pretty big challenges, I have to say. Obviously, some of the challenge you've set is stuff that you and your generation haven't really done. You have inherited from largely the previous generation, and you can look and see the 23 years of destruction that you have inherited. In addition, you've set yourselves 3 political challenges which are enormous. First, to federate your country, and that is a decision that Somalis themselves have taken. And I know it's controversial, I know not everybody agrees, but particularly as when you go around the rest of Somalia, I can tell you the rest of Somalia outside of Mogadishu doesn't find it a very controversial idea at all. Federalism and federating the country is absolutely what the majority of Somalis, I think, believe is the right way to go. But that's a challenge. Federating any country is difficult. Federating a country like Somalia with a very history of being a very strong central state is difficult. Second challenge, you said, okay, we've got a provisional constitution, now we need to have a final constitution. Now we have to have a constitution that represents a new federal Somalia, and you're going to revise it, write it, and then put it to referendum for everybody to vote on by the end of next year. Okay? That's the second mountain you're climbing. The third mountain you've said you're going to climb is you're going to democratize your country. I'll share with you my experience. My first vote that I voted in the UK was in 1979 in the general election, and some of you will... Margaret Thatcher won. Margaret Thatcher won. I won't reveal which way I voted, but I must admit my enthusiasm for voting after that was slightly less. But anyway, so 3 big challenges you have set yourselves, and the United Nations Security Council has sent me to try to help you climb those 3 mountains. I mean, personally, I think you will do it. I think it is all possible. There is increasingly less and less time. That clock never stops, and certainly I am very, very inspired to try to assist. I do so with absolute humility and modesty. The United Nations doesn't hold all the answers. I certainly don't hold all the answers or all the knowledge of Somalia that I should have. All we can do is help you to do what only Somalis can do. I think you are well placed to do this. First of all, you are sick and tired of fighting and destruction for 23 years. There is not a man or woman in this room who is not sick and tired of it. And secondly, you have all the Somali culture inside of you, which puts great emphasis and value on talking, language, words, expressing yourself. And really, what is politics all about? Politics is about exchanging ideas, putting forward arguments, responding to them, and creating something new from words and ideas. So everybody always says to me, and I was with the president this morning, again, just asking him, well, you know, how's this crisis going? Do you need any help? Very kind, Mr. SRSG. Thank you. But, Somali solutions, they're the best. Fine, I said fine. Your international friends and partners are ready and willing to help if you need it, but fine. Okay, Somali solutions are best. And pursue that by all means. The one little question mark in my mind about the Somali solutions and your capacity to talk to a resolution, my one little question mark is what also Abdi was picking up about that need for reconciliation. You call it social reconciliation. I'm not quite sure what reconciliation it is, but it does strike me that you have just such a major problem of trust and confidence that has just disappeared over the last 23, 24 years, so that, clan doesn't trust clan, sub-clan doesn't trust sub-clan, one business group doesn't trust another. Inevitably, when you're in a fight, things become zero-sum. And that's, unfortunately, I think, still the sort of mentality that is a problem that you're going to have to resolve. I often say, and everybody says, negotiation, discussion is about give and take. And everybody always nods, every Somali always says, yes, it's about give and take. Part of the answer is creating that narrative and that spirit of progress and of optimism, that the more people are convinced that the future is bright, that Somalia is rising, that you are going to climb those three mountains, the more you generate that positive feeling, then the more the trust and the confidence will come, and people will be prepared to give as well as to take. Thank you.